Ticker symbol BBBY. Is this upon another enormous short squeeze like AMC and GameStop and what happened back in January of 2021? Everywhere you look, the news is reporting these horrible articles covering Bed Bath & Beyond. Bed Bath & Beyond is closing at least 34 more stores in 4 key states. BBBY buyers beware. The meme stock may be on its way out of business. Bed Bath & Beyond, be cautious with this stock. You even come down to the Twitter files that Google shows you, and they're all horrible. First of all, you have Jim Cramer. Who would listen to Jim Cramer? He goes, the absurdity in this rally of Bed Bath & Beyond is horrible. At this pace, the entire share count, 117 million shares, will have been traded. So what should Bed Bath & Beyond do? Pretty simple. Get in shape to offer 100 million shares on spot. Otherwise, own up and declare bankruptcy, which we are going to get into that in a second. He did touch on something that's important, and the last tweet you see is BBBY. Bed Bath & Beyond had a really tough quarter, so bad that analysts weren't allowed to ask questions during its conference calls. Whatever. You scroll down, you will see more bad news. I don't think you could possibly find a good article regarding BBBY. Well, look at the accumulation in the on-balance volume indicator on Bed Bath & Beyond. Retail has purchased shares since April of 2020 and literally has not stopped purchasing shares. I don't know where they're getting this money, but seriously, retail has not sold their shares since 2020. And getting in at this level is exactly where the stock is at now. Chances are, if retail has been averaging down over a very long period of time, their average could come down to about $5 and some change, which is exactly where the share price is at right now. With that being said, it is a resistance level. Be very careful. BBBY is up over 300% over the past week, and I wanted to get into some cycles that I literally just mapped out for BBBY. These play out literally to a T with the stock price. The cycles I have drawn out in the yellow are the cycles that BBBY plays out back to back to back and have been playing out for a very long time, and this was short sellers' way of dragging the stock back down to zero. Now this is interesting because we just saw CPI data come out. We saw that the S&P 500 and people in general might be ready to jump back into the market. They might be ready to jump back into crypto. Does this mean things have bottomed? If you come back to January 6th to January 7th of 2021, you will see this happened in Bed Bath & Beyond stock, and you can bring the drawings back in, right? If you go over to AMC, this is also something very interesting to pay attention to because Bed Bath & Beyond is what actually brought it to my attention. If you come back over to AMC, you're going to see that around the same exact time frame, you have January 7th right here, you saw this play out, which is the exact same thing that AMC is doing right now. Could this mean AMC, GameStop, Bed Bath & Beyond, all of these meme stocks are going to have another rally? Now, an example of this, right, just based off of the bars pattern copy and pasted from January, this is something that we could see going forward, and it does not look that bad. The setup is there, right? You have the big U right here, kind of cup and handle format, a little bit of a double top, everything is ugly, it's sloppy, and then you have this rip, slight rejection, right? It's hovering around this $5 level, could come down to about $4.50, and then you could get that rip off again. Now, we already posted an AMC video, so this isn't an AMC video. If you want to go watch that, make sure to go watch that after this video on AMC. But with that being said, there's two scenarios I've charted out with Bed Bath & Beyond, and in my opinion, both scenarios could play out pretty well. You have scenario one, which is in the blue, which would just start from where Bed Bath & Beyond is at. You'd get a little bit of a retracement, maybe back down to about $3.60, somewhere in that zone, somewhere in that range, give or take, and you'd have a pump all the way up to about $16. That is the level that I would see. Now, even if this played out inverse, right, Bed Bath & Beyond would still scale to the upside. From here on out, you would have a profit target somewhere. Now, scenario 2 I see playing out with Bed Bath & Beyond is the same consolidation pattern AMC had back in January. And take a look at the time frame. January 6th, January 9th. The last time Bed Bath & Beyond ran this high, right? Well, scaled that high in a quote-unquote short squeeze where news was putting it out that everything is FUD, right? This is the same exact way it ran out. Now, you either have that level at 16 bucks as the end of this squeeze, or you have $20, or you have it going parabolic. I see this as high risk, high reward just because it's up over 300% in the past week, but risking a small position might not be a horrible idea in Bed Bath & Beyond. Now, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I wanted to move on to a couple things that I wanted to point out. First of all, this Reddit post, shout out to AIB88 on Reddit. He goes, in case you have not been made aware, the price drop from $30 in August to now was not because retail sold, yada, yada, yada. It was because of abusive naked short selling, and now BBBY is on the Reg SHO list. He goes, shorts are drowning. She goes, shorts are drowning. Cost to borrow's this. And literally do not sell. The motive here is that moon or zero. This is the motive. This is the same motive that you had back in January when Wall Street Bets was pushing AMC, GameStop, Bed Bath & Beyond. Speaking of that, Bed Bath & Beyond just got accepted back into Wall Street Bets, and that may even become trending again, right? Reg SHO, you can see right here, I confirmed Bed Bath & Beyond is actually on the threshold securities list. After 13 days on this list, consecutive days, if that is the case, shorts will be forced out of certain positions on Bed Bath & Beyond. Now, does this have the statistics to squeeze? It absolutely does. Short interest is 33.54% according to Fintel, and the off-exchange short volume is 53.49%. And before we get into some interesting things with Stonko Tracker, over here on Twitter, we're going to read a couple things. How corrupt is the United States stock market? BBBY has traded 650 million shares in 4 days. Only 88 million are supposed to exist. On 8/16/2022, BBBY traded 6 times the amount of legal shares that should exist, 6 times the legal shares that should exist in 1 day. Now, you might be saying, well, it's just volume, right? The same person can ping pong one share back and forth, boom, 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 boom. May not be profitable, but depending on the institution, which we're going to talk about in a minute with Citadel, they can actually be profitable on this, right? If they're a market maker as well, making money off the bid-ask spread. However, again, bringing that on-balance volume indicator in, it does show that this could be a practice of abusive naked short selling, which we've seen across the board. Now, BBBY cost to borrow rate has gone parabolic. I'm not going to lie. It surpassed AMC's, it surpassed GameStop's 438%. The contract will be available for short sale if the shares can be located. You then have this article. It goes on Monday, shares of Bed Bath & Beyond suddenly jumped 22% on massive retail buying, high short interest, and a rock bottom price had created the perfect conditions for a short squeeze. Gleeful Reddit-based investors have since pushed shares up another 120%. If you follow along this, it finally goes, and although Redditors are valiantly pushing prices higher, they'll have to send shares in the $25 range before BBBY stock has any chance of salvation. All right, I'll explain why right now. That's great, and the only reason they say that is because Bed Bath & Beyond approximately has 600 million shares available to sell on the market, which is about 5x the current free flow. And if BBBY is at $5, retail has to get it above $25 if all of these shares were sold on the market for it to not go bankrupt. Does that make sense? That's why they're saying that. However, retail getting it over 25, who gives a fuck? If they get it all the way up to 24, that's another 354% gain. And if they're trading options, that's thousands of percentage of gains on top of that. BBBY, according to Stock Tracker, 0 shares available to borrow with 120,000 call contracts in the money compared to no puts. None. 434 puts. None at all. This can gamma ramp the shit out of short sellers. Absolute fuck. You have the 120 expiration date with almost 1 million call contracts. You have 920 something thousand call contracts. 140 of them are already in the money. They're already in the money. Moving on, take a look at these short exempts. Like we said, that parabolic cost to borrow fee, market makers are trapped in this play. Shorts are trapped in this play. More market makers are creating shares, labeling them as short exempts. They have to be located. If they don't calm this thing down within 13 days and BBBY stays on the threshold list, boom, they're getting hit. Boom, they're getting hit. What's 13 days from now? Let's see, January 12th? The 120 expiration, right around that same time frame. They're on a time limit right now, guys. They are on an absolute time limit. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you found value out of the video and can hit that like, get this to 1,000 likes, subscribe, get us to 10K, share this video. Also, if you want up to 15 free stocks, use my link pinned in the top of comments or in the description down below to download Moomoo on your phone or computer, sign up, and deposit even a penny in your room. You're going to get a free stock, and then the more you deposit, you will get more free stocks on top of that. Also, winning a $60,000 sweepstakes. Now, guys, I'm vibing out with the fire in the background, but I just wanted to say that I cut a few things out of this video because otherwise it would have been a 14-minute video, and there are important things that I really wanted to add, but I didn't want to make the video too long. So please just have post notifications on because I'm going to be uploading that tonight or maybe tomorrow morning.